Alright. So, when it comes to Weekly Shonen Jump, they're extremely cutthroat when it comes to new series. When Kagurabachi first released, most people just kind of assumed that it would get axed. The art was great and the characters seemed interesting, but it was a manga born from like internet meme. Everyone was making posts about how it was the next big thing, about how it changed their life, etc., etc. However, 34 chapters later, Kagurabachi is still alive and kicking. And it's doing literally better than ever. I thought the Sojo arc was great, and that was going to be its like peak, maybe. Oh, first manga, first arc is going to be the best. No, the Rakuzaichi arc is easily way, way better than the Sojo arc, in my opinion. Now, the reason for why it's still alive isn't the memes. It's that Kagurabachi is just genuinely a good manga. Hokazono is great at efficient writing and making a lot happen in a few chapters while still making it decently paced and not making it feel fast paced. It's awesome, and I really like it. So I just wanted to take a look at like Hokazono's efficient writing in Kagurabachi because I think it's the reason it's still alive. His ability to write so much into such a little amount of time is the reason that it's so good. Now, obviously, the first thing that we have to mention is plot and story progression. Kagurabachi gets a lot done in a very few chapters. Although, for me personally at least, it's never felt fast paced despite that. I mean, when we break down what happens in each story segment, we see just how much stuff actually occurs. The first four chapters were just like introduction to the series, characters, power system, etc., etc., meeting the main character, sporting cast, and we had like a villain of the week bomb type guy. The next 13 chapters after that were dedicated to the Sojo arc, where we covered Sojo's introduction, him murdering the bomb guy, the first confrontation with Chihiro. We had a little break for a chapter or two where we meet the anti-Cloud Gauger squad. They make a tactic to kill him. We have the battle with the anti-Cloud Gauger squad, and then we had the final confrontation with Chihiro after he saved Char. Currently, we're at the Rakuzaichi arc, and in this arc alone, we've met Hakuri and Hiyuki. We've had the first confrontation with Kyora and the Toe, and Chihiro has literally lost his main weapon. They plan the attack on the Rakuzaichi. Chihiro brought Black Cloud Gauger. Then we have all the fights that occurred till now. Hokazono has gotten like a lot done in such a short amount of time, and it's never seemed fast-paced to me at all. The next thing I want to mention in Kagurabachi's efficient writing is actually one of the latest chapters, chapter 36. Now, if you haven't seen that one yet, skip the timestamp on the screen. But if you have read it, then you know that the chapter opens at a warehouse where temporary merchandise is sold. We're introduced to a woman who doesn't want to eat and who has icy skin. The woman notices Hakuri's injuries, and we learn that Hakuri was being, I'm not even going to say bullied, but like I'm going to say beaten by his brother with pliers. The woman then offers to help that before she suggests escaping with Hakuri, which he quickly shoots down because at the time he was still under the control of the Sazanami. Hakuri strikes up a relation between her, with Hakuri being the merchant and her being the merchandise. Over the weeks, the woman eats more and more. She regains her strength right up until the day before she transfers from the warehouse. At this moment, Hakuri shows his inferiority complex, thinking that he's useless due to his lack of sorcery, and this is where she comforts him, telling him that he had value and that she enjoyed the meals thanks to him. Hakuri agrees to let her eat outside, and when he does, she grabs a knife and is ready to kill herself. Hakuri obviously pleads with her to stop, arguing that her skin isn't bad and that it healed him, and that's when we learn about the woman's backstory and that her previous significant other told her the same things before selling her to the Sazanami. And then, in front of Hakuri, she kills herself. Jesus Christ, Hokazono took a page out of Gege's for that one. Now, this leaves like a lasting impact on Hakuri and causes his exile, which causes him to try and stop the Rakuzaichi in the first place. Now, in a single chapter, Hokazono told the story of a woman who was sold into becoming an object and who wanted to die. She lived to enjoy meals before eventually killing herself, all while having a larger impact on Hakuri, an important character. This was really good efficient writing, in my opinion. The facial expressions, the dialogue, the perspectives on the bars changing. All of this was achieved in a single chapter. Now we arrive at Kagurabachi's best use of efficient writing, the highly acclaimed first villain, Sojo. In the brief stay that we had with Sojo, apart from having great fights with Chihiro and the anti-Cloud Gauger squad, which was an absolute joy to read, let me tell you. I mean, just look at the fucking artwork on these panels. Sojo was a really well written villain. Right off the bat, he had an interesting relationship with the Enchanted Blades, claiming that he admired Kunishige despite using his blades in a way that defies his beliefs. Chihiro is confronted with him, and there's an interesting dynamic between the two, both of them believing they understand Chihiro's father better than the other. Chihiro's point of view is that his dad wanted the swords to be used for protection to end the war and then never again. Sojo counters this by arguing that the swords are weapons to kill. And by creating weapons, Kunishige endorsed the death of whoever the swords killed. Kunishige understood this, but still made them anyway. They also grow together. And Chihiro grows through a desire to protect, meanwhile Sojo grew through a desire to kill. In the end, they're both right. Sojo is so interesting because there are very few first villains done as well as him. The only other villain I can think of right now is Zabuza from Naruto. Kagurabachi's strongest point is its efficient writing, in my opinion. The art is the cherry on top, but Kagurabachi would not be what it is without its great writing. And I think Hokazono deserves more praise for what he's written in 34 chapters than what he's drawn in 34 chapters. Don't get it twisted, though. He's an absolutely incredible artist. However, it looks like, unfortunately, that's all the time I've got for tonight. So have yourselves a lovely night, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.